Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 472 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am joined today by two of the finest geeks that you're ever going to meet, who are going to pretend that they are in low Earth orbit with me for a couple minutes while we talk about new stuff. I got Chris DeBona.
Hi, everybody.
And Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
Everybody's hands are washed. Everybody's safe.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, relatively, sure.
We got some fun stuff on the list today. I don't know. We've also got a couple of unfun things. So I'll throw a few of these out, and then we can just move right through them because I think that they're interesting and worth mentioning. But I don't know if we want to go too much into a deep dive on them. A bunch of Magic cards got removed or banned now because they're racist.
Yeah, there was like 7 of them, right? Or was that Pokemon? Yeah. Are there racist Pokemon?
I mean, have you ever seen Pikachu?
Well, yeah, that's pretty racist.
Pika Pika.
Pika Pika.
I hate him because he'll always he's revolting to me. See, because he's electric.
Oh, I get it. That's I was gonna say Pika is the N-word of Pokemon, but I'm not even gonna go there because that's not okay.
I can't even actually think of a Pokemon that starts with the letter N. What we really need here is Jeff Bates.
Oh, there must be one. Where is Jeff?
You know, he's busy working for the man.
Jerks.
Is Nurgle one? Oh, no, that's the god of death. Never mind. It's not a Pokemon.
There's a lot of gods of death.
Is the Natos one? No. Again, death and a T.
I mean, I looked at the cards that they were getting rid of, and I mean, yeah, I can see that.
There's a million Pokemon that start with N.
Oh, good.
Just for the record. Natu, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidorino, Nincada, Ninetales, Ninjask, Noctowl, you don't even read
some of those though aren't first gen, and I really only played with the first gen. So some of the cards, yeah, they straight up deserve to be kicked out of the game. The one thing I didn't get from the article was what they're doing about gameplay. Like, are the cards removed? Like, you can't play with them anymore because that changes game dynamics, or are they simply like are they gonna do errata versions of the cards? I didn't figure out what they were gonna do about that because I don't think that the cards were gameplay problematic. They were racist. So I don't know what you do about that.
Yeah, I'm like, so I don't play a lot of Magic, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
the Invoke Prejudice card is racist and made even worse by the Multiverse ID. It was unfortunately
the picture on that one too. Like, there's a lot of them. It's like, oh yeah, well, duh,
dude, it's the KKK.
Yeah.
Holy crow.
Yeah. It was the 90s. It was the 90s, man. It was a different time. There was we still had Kurt Cobain.
Wow. Really? Come on, Magic. You had to know. Listen, this was 94.
Yeah.
This was I was born in 1971, and I wouldn't have let this card out in 94.
In 94, I totally wouldn't have cared. Because, I was a punk kid.
Nah, all black creatures in play are destroyed. Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a better way to say that.
But that's the terminology of the game.
Of the game, right.
Black,
black is one of the mana types.
Yeah, right. Sure.
I get what they're saying, I suppose. But
I mean, it is hard.
I mean, the Crusades were absolutely something that happened. I mean.
Yeah, no, that's a different one. But cleanse... Maybe they should have called it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, also...
Gentrify. Gentrify. They should have called it Gentrify.
Also,
or Red Line,
White and black are opposing mana types. So there's tons of black cards that affect white and tons of white cards that affect black.
What's wrong with Stone throwing devils?
Stoning, maybe?
Yeah.
Because there are people that get stoned yet, and... I don't know. I mean,
people are sensitive about the Roma in prison. Ew, it's just gross.
Right. So, all right. Also, there's a petition going out for GWAR's Oderus Urungus to replace a Robert E. Lee statue, which I think is kind of fantastic.
Absolutely. I would also, of course, as you know, accept a statue of Lord Humongous.
Sure.
In replace for Robert E. Lee.
So, I will. I did once see GWAR in concert, but I actually saw the non-costumed GWAR band Raw G, which they would perform just like in normal clothes. They wouldn't be spewing slime all over people. It was nice over at the 930 Club in DC.
Be half price. They don't have to go. Good. I imagine that when Kiss performed without makeup, they should charge less
and call themselves Sick.
That'd be cool. Yeah. So, all right, Chris, I know you hate Bitcoin. So let's talk about Bitcoin for a minute.
I don't hate Bitcoin. I don't hate
Pentagon actually did war game planning.
I got stuff to say about this.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The Pentagon did a war game planning scenario for what happens if Gen Z or whatever rises up and adopts Bitcoin wholeheartedly, a digital currency outside of the control of the Treasury. They did some wargaming on that, which I'm glad they did. I mean, that seems like exactly the sort of thing that you'd want them to do. I would really like a military that would be like wargaming and theorizing on things like pandemics, things that could never possibly happen. Or like rise of ocean levels, for example, things that are obviously untrue.
Global droughts, stuff like that,
Right. Massive changes in climate, they should be prepared for all of this science fiction stuff.
Well, so the thing about the Pentagon is they actually do. They have briefing papers and wargaming around all these things. So it's not surprising that when they're on Bitcoin. What's funny about this is I actually had a guy standing maybe 6 inches away from me. He was one of the higher ups in the Department of Homeland Security, and he was screaming at me about Bitcoin. He's like, "You nerds with your stupid cryptocurrencies are going to destroy this country, and just like this is being used by terrorists and da 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 da." I'm like, whoa. Okay, I'm just going to back away slowly. I mean, he was really upset, and and it made a big impression on me. I'm not going to lie. I was like, wow, this guy really is pissed about this. It's like I better stay the hell away from Bitcoin and this guy. So yeah, it was something. Yeah, it was really. Well,
I mean, it really takes away a huge bit of their power when you get rid of stuff like forensic accounting and following bank accounts and stuff like that,
But dude, this is what I told him. I was like, the ledger is public. You just put like some talented nerd on analyzing the flow of Bitcoin, and you can learn an enormous amount about who's paying who for what. Like, and I'm sure they ended up doing that. It's probably what they paid Palantir for or whatever. But it's like, if you want an anonymous currency to do terrorism or do drug trading, don't use Bitcoin. It has a public ledger, right? Am I wrong?
No.
Am I crazy?
I mean, and they've busted folks for it. I mean, they've
right.
This is not science fiction. This is what they do.
And I know I'm not the biggest. Like, I'm not really super into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I'm not a big booster of it, but I understand it, right? I'm not crazy pills here. Anyway, I don't know. I'll right.
You're not wrong. I'm glad that our government's got our back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's an interesting article on the evolution of dice. Which I thought Mr. Roseboom might enjoy, but it was interesting because I always thought of dice as being something that was kind of common historically, but this article actually says that it's not particularly common historically, and they break down the early era of dice where they were really tiny, and then in the Middle Ages they sort of went through a couple of evolutions and sort of landed on sort of generally the dimensions or the matching polyhedral sets that we're kind of used to thinking of today. Not quite getting to Gary Gygax, but it's neat.
No, it's super neat. And like, so I have some casino grade die six, and they're really something else. They're really designed to be as random as humanly possible. Well, as machinery possible. Down to like they don't have pips like on a normal dice. They're labels. They're I think they're screen printed like pips, so they have as little weight as possible in the weight of the pip. You know, so it's really something. It's really neat.
True random is hard.
Extremely sharp corners too, like crazy sharp corners. You know, so
true random is a hard problem. We don't all just have lava
really
lamps.
One of the first programs I ever put in was actually from Dragon Magazine. It was in BASIC. It was I'm probably pronouncing this wrong. Chi-square. So you would roll your dice a zillion times, and it would tell you how random they were. And it was a really fun program. You know, it was one of the first ones I ever copied from a magazine named Dragon. Yeah. I still have it. It's in the garage. So,
what platform did you type that into?
I typed it into a GW Basic.
Hardcore.
Or actually Basic A, because it was IBM PC, so it had the real Basic, not the GW Basic. So
that's pretty fancy.
Well, you know, my mom was a real estate agent. She had a PC. So
nice. I don't know that I ever got into typing in code from magazines, especially because the ones that I saw that were ones that I actually wanted to try were the ones where it was just basically like a grid of like sets and puts or whatever. And you're just like, no, I'm not going to type in that because I know that I'm going to type in one digit wrong in this 400 byte string.
Well, that's what was great about it, right? You know, you would put these things in, and you realize really, really quickly you could change things, right? I mean, this is the birth of a programmer right here. Sure. Like I remember putting in like a Hunt the Wumpus, and by the time I was done with it, it was a different game. It was super fun.
Sure,
you know. So yeah,
and I definitely would do that sort of thing with like real basic code. But a lot of times when you'd see the magazines, it was machine code that was, you know, like. It was not readable, and that was
especially for the Apple II, you know, because
right.
you would want to reprogram the machine deep down to make it do things. So yeah.
So I put a cute one on there, which actually came from Discord.
Discord.
Did Jason share this one? I think Jason shared this one. It's Lil Dumpster Fire, the action figure for 2020. It's adorable, and I think I should probably order one for my wife.
Where is it?
The official.
Oh, there it is.
The official figurine of.
That's really cute. I want to get one of that. I'm so ordering this. All right, open a new window.
Type your credit card number right into GIS.
Yeah, sure, right?
That'll be fine. Okay, I have one more shorter one, and then a couple of longer topics. First off, I'm glad that the film industry is really discussing that they should use CGI sex to avoid coronavirus, so actors don't need to social distance.
They've also talked about adding it to action sequences too, which, you know,
CGI sex.
Hopefully your CGI sex, it has some action to it, but
yeah,
you know, I'm talking about punching and kicking folks too.
I hear that they've done that before though. Like once or twice they made a movie where a CGI character punched a different CGI character.
I'm sure.
It seems expensive.
I'm sure they have CGI characters do everything. So.
Yeah. It's actually a little disturbing when you look at like Avengers and how much of that is CGI. I mean, pixel by pixel, more of that movie is computer animated than not.
Are you telling me that Iron Man really wasn't flying around next to that jet?
No, he also was not wearing a suit made of nanites.
Where'd it go? Where's the sexy one?
There you go. So,
sorry, I'm in the middle of the order process of the vinyl figure.
Hopefully in a different window.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, PlayStation 5.
I didn't pay any attention at all, honestly, to the announcement.
I'll tell you the one
ordered.
Excellent. The one thing about the PlayStation 5, there were a few things. First of all, they're doing the stupid thing where the top is curvy. So if you want to put it in your stereo rack, it has to be the thing at the top of the stereo rack, which drives me batty because I have like 4 different electronic devices that all want to be the device that sits on the top of my stereo rack. And that makes me very grumpy.
Yeah, I wonder if someone's gonna like sell like a 2U racks around for it.
Right.
You know?
They have no pricing information. It's like just less than a gig. of SSD storage, all the numbers and everything, whatever. It's a next generation system. Everything is faster and better. It'll do 8K, but it'll also do 4K at 120 hertz. So it's going to give PC gamers at least a little bit more of a run for their money. And it'll be interesting. But the thing that really excited me about it is that they're going to have a new Spider-Man. They're going to take the Miles Morales out of the last Sony PlayStation Spider-Man game, and they're giving him a sequel.
Wow. They clarified that it's actually an add-on / DLC to the current Spider-Man game.
Am I going to have to buy it again?
No. You'll be able to buy it inside the other game, and apparently it won't be a PS5 exclusive because of it.
Great.
So so basically they did their announcement, and now everyone's like,
backtrack.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it on PC like a week later.
Backpedal. I mean, okay, fine. As long as I don't have to buy the friggin' game again to play a DLC.
So you guys play more console games than me. Can I ask some fundamental questions? One, is that a CD drive in the front of the thing?
It is being sold well, technically it's a Blu-ray player, but they're selling a version with the slot and without the slot. And the question then is going to be what the price difference between the two will be. But also, I think that the one with the slot looks stupid vertically, but the one without the slot looks stupid horizontally. So,
well, also, I don't know if you noticed, there's this PlayStation logo here in the corner coming up. It looks like it's inset, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna get grotty.
That's a render. That's a CG render. That's anything. That's whatever. It'd probably just be screen printed on the final, but who knows? Okay.
I guess we'll find out.
We will. And
I wonder what Steve at Gamers Nexus would say about the ventilation of the PS5.
It does look like there's little vents all around, but I don't know if those are for aesthetic purposes or functional.
Yeah, but I mean, how much volume can you pull through those vents in a way that's,
in a 14-liter case like this, I really we'd just like them to change. We've told them.
We've told them.
We've talked to them. But we all right. Taiwanese airports are offering pretend vacations.
Oh, really?
Yep, you can go to the airport and pretend.
Well, I mean, they're not really offering pretend vacations. They're offering pretend go on a planes. That's what they're offering. Because we've reached maximum boredom now. So if you're there, you can go through the boarding. First you can go through security. You go through the process of getting your fake ticket. You go through the process of getting on board the plane, walking around it, and then leaving. That's what you can do.
So I'm going to show you my photos from the Taipei International Airport. So I was on EVA Air, and it was this is the Hello Kitty planes, and but this is the inside of the airport. It's incredible. They had like these puffy airplanes all over the place. And then it was so cute. They had a whole Hello Kitty, like multiple Hello Kitty like hangout zones, and it was stupid cute. They had a payphone, a Hello Kitty payphone.
Well, that's good.
Anyway, and then like a little place you could relax and get a massage, and then the Gudetama branding.
If I pay extra, can security smash the locks off of my luggage and then rummage through my sex toys?
Oh, so you can feel like you're in America? Yeah. The rest of the world it's pretty fun to travel. Yeah, so this is the Gudetama. Gudetama is the depressed egg character, you might remember. The one who uses bacon as a blanket. So they have a Gudetama themed plane.
So what we know here is that Chris cannot tell you the names of Pokemon that start with the letter N, but he is well versed in the pantheon of Hello Kitty.
Well, I mean,
I did not know that about you, Chris.
Honestly, I didn't know a lot about Hello Kitty until I went to Taiwan, and it was just everywhere, man. I was like, this is fantastic.
Until you educated yourself.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you had to, it's important to learn about other cultures.
I hear you.
Kat and I,
don't just,
when we were in Tokyo, went to a whole Hello Kitty store. And it was kind of the most amazing thing that I've ever seen. I've never seen so much pink in one room. It was amazing.
Look at this. Look at this. It's the classic sort of map of time zones, but it's all Hello Kitty.
I gotta tell you, Chris, I looked at that for like 3 seconds and I thought that those were urinals.
And then we went to the bathroom, and it was very exciting.
And I couldn't because the bacon ham thing was looking at me.
Yeah.
I like to think that those are actually kaiju sightings.
They're everywhere.
Anything is possible.
All right, I got one more on the list, and it's probably the one that I'm most interested in for the day. But it's a compilation of everything that is currently known about Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, the Pike and Number One and Spock spin-off series, which may or may not be a prequel to Discovery. Although the article seems to say it's not going to be a prequel; that it's going to be, set after the events of Discovery. I don't know that it really matters. The thing that pleases me the most about the article is that they do state point blank that it's going to be more episodic and more optimistic, which is all I want in a Star Trek series. As I've said to you guys 1,000 times, go to a place, do a cool science fiction thing. Next week, do that again.
Yeah.
Also, everybody.
I like almost everybody on this show. I really liked Pike. I liked his Number One. I mean, she was great. And sometimes I was watching it, I felt like I was watching people cosplaying Star Trek, which is okay. I'm okay with that, I mean, but very seriously,
There was one photo in the article that kind of summed up the problem to me, which was they showed Number One, this shot right here. You see Number One wearing what looks to be a reasonably Star Trek looking outfit. And then you have Pike wearing the stupid Discovery outfit, which looks like somebody took the design of the Enterprise outfits and then the Star Trek outfits and then put them in a blender and then barfed in the blender.
I think this is actually a shot from Discovery,
right?
Because the admiral there on his left, she's dead.
Right. No, it is, but it's like that to me sums it up. It's like you tried, but then you really failed. You knew what things were supposed to look like, and then you did this anyway. Because this is what.
Yeah, but they're promo shots. They have the right outfit. I mean,
sure. Well, this is. I think that this is very much going to be okay. We're going to actually make a Star Trek that fans of Star Trek want to watch, and not the thing that we think they want to watch. Who knows if it'll pay off or not? It can't be worse than Picard. I say ?
Mm-hmm.
Bless your heart for thinking that.
Oh no.
I have hope. But yeah, Kurtzman is still.
Why are they talking about Section 31? It's just no. Ugh.
Those are just open-ended questions for them to fill up space with.
Barf.
Again, all I care about is what made me love Star Trek: The Next Generation. It was a utopian space force that went and had interesting science fiction adventures. Don't make it all grungy and hateful and angry and everybody's mad and the world is falling. We live in that. We live in that dystopia. Every day, every time I load up CNN, I read nothing about how horrible everything is in the universe. And when I want to watch Star Trek, I want to look at a future where humanity is better, where we figured it out.
So you want a little less Crow and 90s style movies in your Star Trek is what you're saying.
I want to get done with Star Trek and feel like humanity did good. You know what I mean? Like I want to pretend that we're going to get through this and that we have a good future. And
yeah, I don't care so much about that. I just want the writing to be good. That's all.
So you don't want a dumpy Brandon Lee and the whole BDSM Section 31 aesthetic as being our ending.
I don't want them all to look like they just came back from a steampunk convention.
Look, I've watched a hell of a lot of dystopian science fiction, and I got no problems with it. Like Altered Carbon or something like that, like good
Sure.
stuff. But Star Trek, to me, is a different bag.
Yeah. So Altered Carbon, I still haven't made it through the current season. I got like 2 episodes in.
Season 3 is
and I'm
it's
like,
not worth it.
Is it season 3 or 2?
Or season 2? Whatever it is, it's
Two.
not worth it. Season 1 is really good.
It's hard to like.
Have you watched Dark?
I haven't. Is it good? I've heard it's good.
It's fan-frickin-tastic.
Really?
Yeah, and even like the subsequent seasons, and they've got a new season I think coming out. It's really worth your time. But the problem with Dark is that it is 100% a show that you can't have on as the second screen. You have to pay attention because it's layered.
Yeah. Is it a foreign one?
It's Netflix, and it was made in Germany. And I think you can watch it in German, or they dubbed the actors.
Really?
And it's a little disconcerting watching dubbed. Like, I can get over dubbed in animation, but dubbed in live action is a little weird to watch. I don't see a lot of that. Maybe I should have watched it with subtitles. I don't even know if that's an option. But it's really good. It's a time travel show, and you know me in time travel shows. I'll pretty much, you put time travel in it? Cool, I'm in. I'll watch that show.
Oh, well, then you must love Discovery, with Section 31. And,
how I hated how like I hate all the people, and like everybody's mad and everything sucks, and like the whole world is trying to get us, and the universe is bad, and Starfleet is bad, and everything is bad. And
so the one thing I'll say about Discovery, I adored Lorca. Jason Isaac, he could play any role, and I'll probably end up loving it.
He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool.
He's amazing. You saw Death of Stalin, right?
Yeah, he's really good in that.
He's so good in that.
Yeah,
the cape and shit.
Yeah, I like the first season at least of Star Trek. I loved the idea of the Klingons starting war simply because they were offended that we wanted them to join a group. Which is essentially what
they're kind of hotheads.
Yeah. They are like, are you kidding me? We will not work with you, and we're going to fight you because you asked.
I'm fine with a lot of Discovery. I don't like. There's a lot of things that it does that I don't like. Like, there's a lot of moments in the show where they throw out the tech, they do the technobabble, and I'm fine with that. That's a Star Trek staple. But then they close it off by like saying, "Yay, math!" And it's like little things like that, and it just kind of grates on me. Like,
and I kind of like the idea of mycelium travel, even though it was very Avatar, and it gets kind of bungled up in the later. The idea of it was kind of interesting to me.
I liked all the implementation. Like, again, I like most of what they did in that show in terms of the science fiction-y bits. I did not so much care for the political bits, the wars, the battlings. I liked the Mycelium Network. My only problem with the Mycelium Network more has to do with the fact that the show itself is a prequel, and it's hard to introduce an advanced technology into a prequel, because then you're just like, well, if that was the thing, then why in the hell don't they have it 100 years from now? Like that stuff doesn't get lost. You don't lose that kind of technology.
It's really true. It's really true. I mean, like, there's no way we would have lost the spore drive, and then Voyager wouldn't have happened. Well, although Voyager was really inconsistent on their distances and times, but I'm going to leave that aside for right now. All right. So
it's true. Gentlemen, we're at the 30-minute mark. Do we have important things to do in our day? I think I have to go to the post office.
Well, I'm actually going to get some documents notarized. And
hey, did you ever get your test results back?
Oh yeah, no, I don't have the COVID.
No antibodies for you.
Well, it wasn't an antibody test, so
it just says yeah.
Oh, man.
And there was that whole lawsuit around the tardigrade. Remember we talked about that in episode like 273 or whatever. But yeah, it was.
I liked the science fiction parts of Star Trek. I just wish they would get rid of a lot of the war and politicking crap and the internal politics of Section 31 and all that, and let the crew go to a place and do a science fiction thing.
I admit, I loved the special effect of the spore drive. I thought it was really cool how they did it. The flippy wiki.
Good sound effect too.
Yeah, it was cool. So the thing, if they had just asked us to buy into the spore drive, or just this, they threw so many changes.
So here's the thing, man. The spore drive just it gives you an underhanded lob to do what I'm asking for, because it can malfunction every week, and you can do a Voyager thing where you go wherever you want, and ta-da, you've got a science fiction premise. Here's a colonist of people who have horns in the middle of their forehead, and they have to fight the people who don't have horns or whatever. I mean, go do the friggin' science fiction thing. It's not hard.
So I will tell you.
More horns. That's what you're asking.
You know who did a great job of navigating a long a series wide arc, as well as had some really fun individual episodes?
Ron Moore.
You know what I'm gonna say, right? Yes, Farscape. The second episode was a visit to an alien planet where they're the aliens and doing the first contact. It was such a good series. Yeah.
Farscape for me is the perfect example of the TV show that requires the feature that I've been begging every streaming platform to have, which is like a slider that's how many episodes do you want to watch? And it's like, do you want to watch 5 episodes, 50 episodes, or 300 episodes? And then it has some sort of logic to skip the crap episodes and still retain the major plot lines, the major character development episodes. Because I would absolutely watch 20 episodes of Farscape right now, but I don't think I would watch 100 episodes of Farscape right now, because the fall off between the best quartile of Farscape and, let's say, the third quartile of Farscape is pretty significant.
Crackers don't matter. It's an entire episode about them running out of food and getting in each other's grill because they think that one character ate all the crackers and another character. This is a great episode. They could build an entire episode around a dumb fight, a food fight. Okay.
One of my favorite episodes of Farscape is I think it's called My Three Crichtons.
My Three Crichtons.
And my favorite bit about that is that's the one episode that I don't exactly know why, but Kathleen missed it when we watched the show, and I don't know how she missed that episode. She must have been gone, and then we gave away the DVD or something. But that's the one episode. So I years later, I ended up having to pirate that one episode so she could watch it.
It's great.
All right, folks. Let's say goodbye. Let's say goodbye to our friends.
Farscape.
We got to do our romper room exit. Well, this has been Geeks in Space 472. Let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona.
See you, everybody.
Say goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Good afternoon.
And I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and we will talk to you guys next time we get around to pretending that we are in space.